But I think it's just Cardinals bench coach, Daniel Descalso, which is, a pretty big deal title in most cases. But this offseason, there's been changes to all of the ways that we call coaches. Daniel, what's going on, dude? Is that the official title that we're going with this year?
Yeah, nothing fancy. No offensive coordinator or associate manager, just the old-fashioned, old-school bench coach.
Shocker. Cardinals doing nothing fancy.
Yeah, exactly.
Shocker. It's just like, oh, sweet, guys. We're going to have cheeseburgers and French fries. It's going to be fun.
We're going to bring back Daniel Descalso. He was a great Cardinal.
He was a fan favorite world champion.
We loved him.
Oh, neat story.
They liked me almost as much as they liked AJ over there.
Exactly.
Said nobody.
But you only wish.
Said nobody.
You can only wish. Hey, are you going to last longer than Matt Holliday did as the bench coach?
Yeah, I think I'm coming up on the Holiday tenure, so I think I'm going to speed right past that.
Prove it. Prove it.
Hey, are you prepared though for what you have to do? Do you know what you have to do? You have to plan spring training, and when I was around you, you became a Cardinal star, so you didn't have to stay for all 9 innings of spring training. Guess what? Now you're going to have to go on the road. You're going to have gray uniform. You're gonna have to stay for all 9 innings as bench coach. You're gonna have to be the guy to go up to a guy and go, "Hey, Kratz, guess what? You got the 9th. You're gonna catch the 9th tonight.
You're catching the 8th and 9th. Yeah. 93 and 99 coming in.
To be fair, in my time in St. Louis, I didn't even check the travel roster in spring training. I was always on the bus. I didn't even check. I just knew I was on the trip, and that was that. So I'll be right back to those days.
In Arizona, you didn't have any gray pants in your locker. You were the clubhouse guy. Not a gray pant to be seen in spring training.
Wait, hold up. You came up with Ollie Marmol, right?
Yep.
So you learned a lot from me, Dr. Phillips High School alumni. Go Panthers. Ollie Marmol, Dr. Phillips High School alumni. Go Panthers. This is your second chance to learn more baseball from a Dr. Phillips High School alumni. I mean, are you just going to soak this in and just be a sponge and just say, share all your knowledge with me, Ollie?
Yeah, I mean, I instead of the Cardinal way, we're going to go the Dr. Phillips High School way, right? I think that's the brand of baseball we're going to try to play this year, via Ollie and then obviously vicariously through you. So, I mean, I think we're dialed in perfectly.
Hey,
Terrible.
Daniel, did your buddy Skip Schumacher raise your coaching profile based on how much, and this part in all seriousness, he crushed his first year as manager of the year of the Miami Marlins?
Yeah, I mean, Skip, what a great job he did. What a great job he's done since he became a coach. I mean, over there in San Diego and then, climbing the ranks, the bench coach in St. Louis for a year, and then look at him now, manager of the year. So Skip's somebody who, throughout my whole career has been a mentor to me and tried to follow in his footsteps. And, here I am now following his footsteps still.
And he's got a great butt.
Well, you're going to wear tightest pants because Skip wears some tight pants now.
Because he can.
Yeah, I mean, I think Skip spends a lot of time in that weight room from what I hear. So obviously it pays off.
Sleeveless.
So Daniel's like best friend is John Jay, okay? So are you going to be the coach like John Jay that's like still thinks he's a player coach, or are you going to actually be a coach?
Well, you know what? I think JJ does a really good job coaching. Let's give him some credit. I think maybe you're referring to his shoes that he likes to wear and advertise on the field.
And he shags at shortstop, and he's taking fly balls away from the outfilders. But other than that, he's a great coach.
I think he wants to prove like, hey, look, guys, I can still do it. If I can shag out here and get some work in, then maybe you guys can too. But JJ's got to wear a jersey out there on the field. So I don't think I'm going to be a jersey guy. Or maybe hoodie in the dugout. I haven't quite decided yet.
That's a good move.
Can't do hoodie in the dugout, though, in August in St. Louis.
You can go sleeveless hoodie.
You go cut sleeve hoodie, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially with that beard. That's a lot of you.
I need a few bicep curls, though, if I'm going to go cut sleeve hoodie. I need to get in the gym. Yeah.
Okay.
Which you can do.
Take us into the room when you're getting interviewed, because AJ really wants to be a bench coach one day. He'd be a terrible bench coach, by the way, if you were wondering. But he wants to be a bench coach one day. What does it sound like when you go in and it's like, oh, hey, Ollie. Oh, hey, Mo. Oh, hey, like all these guys. Like, is it really an interview? Like, be honest, like in the sense of like, I know these guys. It's almost like I'm going over to my buddy's house and I know that you don't have that relationship with them in that sense, but like, you're going over to play cards, and oh, hey, we'd like for you to be the bench coach. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, it wasn't the traditional interview where you're going to a place where you don't know a lot of people and they're grilling you with questions. I think it was more so they laid out the responsibilities and what they expect out of the bench coach, and wanted to make sure that was something that I was on board and willing to do. Obviously, the last time they went out and hired a bench coach, he changed his mind. So we did talk about that. But yeah, it wasn't like trying to figure out who I was and what I was about. Obviously they know me. It was just more of, hey, this is the role, is what we expect. Are you up for the challenge and willing to commit? And obviously the answer was yes.
Are you running spring training? Are you doing the whole schedule and everything?
Yeah, that's on my radar. We're gonna dive in the fire on that one. Apparently, I have some help on the scheduling front. So I know as a player, you kind of take for granted that spring training just kind of happens. But now it falls on my shoulders to make sure it happens.
That's a big undertaking. We were just talking about Carlos. We talked with Carlos Mendoza, the new Mets manager, and he was like, the one thing I am not going to miss about being a bench coach is spring training, because he was there, and I saw it his first year. He was there 4 a.m. till 7 p.m, started back up again 4 a.m. So you got your hands.
I don't mind getting up early. So
okay,
we'll be all right. We're gonna figure it out. I did tell one of our new pitchers. I did text Lance Lynn. I said, hey Lance, don't fuck with me this spring, or I'm going to have you on field 19 doing PFPs with the A-ball guys all day.
You won't. You won't.
What did he say back? What did he say back?
He said, I only signed there to fuck with you. So let's go.
All right. So I have.
I want to know how it's going to be, because you played with a lot of these dudes.
Everybody.
Wait, this is part of it. Can I get into it this way? Pop quiz for everyone. Who is older, Lance Lynn or Daniel Descalso?
I already looked it up.
I think I'm older, but not by a lot.
AJ?
I'm going to say Descalso has more gray in his beard, so I'm going to say
it's close.
I'm going to say maybe Daniel. I'm going to go with him. He probably knows, so I'm going to say Lance.
You are correct, Daniel. You are 37. Lance Lynn is more than 36 and a half. You guys are about 7 months apart.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Lance was a year after me in the draft, but I guess we're pretty close in age.
Yep. So there you go. Okay. Now you can ask.
But here's the real question. Who's older, Ollie Marmol or Daniel Descalso?
Ooh.
I would say Descalso. Marmol's 37, and I haven't looked at that one.
I think Ollie's got him. Isn't he 38? He graduated.
No, he's 37, but it's pretty close. It's only a few months.
He graduated 10 years after me, so I should have been known that.
Oh, yeah. You were already in the show.
My bad. AJ was already old when he was young. He was a rookie and a vet, just like Drake said.
Surprise!
No,
surprise.
it's Ollie by let's see,
not a lot,
100 days.
Okay,
wow. Yeah,
so
pretty close.
I really want to know the answer to this, because you played with Arenado, right? You played with Lance. You played with a lot of these guys. Goldie in Arizona. Yep. You played with a lot of these guys, and now you're their coach. Like, are they going to look at you seriously? Because if let's say I was somehow promoted when you were playing, I was Cardinals manager.
He wants it so bad.
Oh God, I'm dying for it. If I was calling,
you weren't our manager then.
Well, I mean,
you acted like it sometimes.
No comment. Things might have gone a little different, but.
You stunned him. I haven't seen AJ blush forever.
Because I love it.
Because every time you say that, I just think of the GIF of when we were in the playoffs and Matheny was doing the interview, and I just run behind him and go, and I have it. It's an awesome GIF.
It's great.
During the game, and he was so pissed at me because I ruined his interview. But think about it. If I was your coach, we had just played together, and then I come in and I'm like, Daniel, go run sprints, take extra ground balls. You look at me and be like, fuck you, dude. I'm not doing that. So how are you going to tell these guys to do things they don't want to do?
Well, I mean, if they need to take extra grounders, I tell Stubby, the infield guy, to go tell them to take extra grounders, right? No, I think that I have a good relationship with all those guys. There might be some awkward moments for us. I hope there's not. But at the same time, I think they trust me, and I think I've built up a good enough relationship with them that if we do have to have a tough conversation, we have that level of respect. So it's going to be an interesting little area to navigate for me. But I've already talked to both of them. I'm excited to get a chance to share a dugout with them again.
You wouldn't have the job if they didn't think you were able to do it. So it'll go well. You'll probably get some ribbing as a rookie. I hope they make you dress up as a rookie coach. But
anyway, I don't know. Hey, I already had to do that one time.
Yeah, but you weren't a coach. Now you're a coach. So
well, we'll see. We'll see. They might dress me up. You know what? If they want to dress me up, I'll dress up. I don't care.
Okay, we'll make sure. See, that's a good. You're a team player. As a team player coming in, I'm not saying a bench coach changes a dynamic of a team, but this is a team that had 71 wins last year. What do you feel like you, as a bench coach, can change in the mindset or the approach of what these players may or may not have lacked? Not saying that you're going to teach somebody how to hit a homer that can't hit a homer, but what's a mindset that you feel like you can take from being a world champion to pushing to that team?
Yeah, I think this team wasn't that far off. Obviously, it's as bad as a record as they've had in a while. And obviously, you've seen us go out and get some pitching to address some of those depth. And there were some injuries last year. But, I think just that steadiness that I tried to bring as a player, like coming off of that season last year, there's probably going to be a little sense of urgency, maybe some anxiety of, hey, we got to figure this shit out and get it back on track. But you can't do that in a day, in a week. It's going to take that steadiness, that levelness throughout the year, just to go out and have good at bats, take what the scoreboard gives you, and not try to do too much. The worst thing we could do as players is try to go out there and do more than what we're asked to do. So hopefully I can just bring that mindset and share that with the guys.
All right, so we have a few fan questions. I'm going to start with this one because it's relevant to what we're talking about right now. They wanted to know about your thoughts on what Ali Marmol said at the very end of this past season, and I'm sure you guys have talked about it since then. This was before the final game of the season. Quote, "I want a clubhouse full of guys that has one thing on their minds, and it's not themselves. It's winning a championship. So you start out by weeding those out." Obviously, I'm not going to go, okay, give me the names and let's go through it. But can you elaborate on how you do that? I'm sure you've played with guys like that too in the past. Like, just take us inside what that's like, how that can be damaging, and how you can fix that.
I think the really good teams we had in St. Louis when I was there, it felt like there was 25 guys that only cared about winning that night. And as cliche as it sounds, like if you just take what the game gives you, and you go out there and you just play to win every night, the guys that are supposed to have their numbers at the end of the year, the numbers are going to be there if you guys have won games. So, and I've seen guys that don't hitch themselves to that wagon and they find themselves out of the lineup and then off the team. And it just happens organically when you have so many guys that are only worried about winning. So that kind of takes care of itself when the focus is, let's just win tonight. And then everything else kind of, falls into place.
Hold on. Do you still have your Cardinals way book, and you're going to take it out and be like, "Here, guys, here's how we win. Here's my Cardinal way book."
It worked.
I was never issued the official handbook. I don't know if they gave you one when you came over, but I never got one.
Dude, Mike gave me this book. It was so long, and I just went, bye.
He went to high school. He doesn't read good.
Yeah.
I couldn't get through Kratz's book, so he's mad at me.
Yeah, he only got through the first few pages.
Yeah, just give him Candy Crush. AJ will play Candy Crush all day. You still playing that?
I love it.
Oh, dude, listen, people have different – here's what people don't understand. People have different ways to, calm themselves down. Like, for me, it was like playing me and Nishik, right? Me and Pat Nishik would play games on our phone because it, calms us down. I know. Listen, we all have different – you have porn, Kratz. Scott has EDC.
I do not have
Candy
porn.
Crush. See, everyone has different ways.
I do not have porn, but I also would not put me and Pat Nishak in the same conversation.
Listen, I love Pat. Pat was a good dude, man. Ask Descalso. He was a good dude, man. He's a little bit weird.
Yeah,
but he was a good dude.
He was out there. He threw the ball well. He got a Babe Ruth ball from Lackey that year. That was a good haul for him. That was great.
That's right.
I don't think he's a fan of Greinke, but that's a different story.
That's it. Yeah. Oh, you didn't sign my card.
Yeah.
You didn't sign my card. You talk about winning tradition in St. Louis. Who's a bigger loss? Yadier Molina for the 2023 season, Adam Wainwright for the 2024 season.
That's a tough one. I'm gonna say Yadi just because he was in there every day, and the work that he did behind the scenes with game planning and just that steadiness and that foundation that he brought to the lineup. I mean, you saw last year there were some problems replacing Yadi. I just think that him being there every day for the better part of 20 years was amazing, and you just cannot replace that. And Waino's great. He's out there every fifth day, and he competed his ass off. But it's almost impossible to replace a Yadier Molina.
We'll tell Adam you said that.
Yeah, appreciate it. I'll text him right now. I'll tell him that I said that.
Already done.
So, okay, one more fan question kind of based off of that. Fernando asks, what's your take on the Contreras situation and how it all went down last season? I think that's like a good learning exercise or thought process of, hey, what happened from bringing a player in to where we are now? Is there anything we would have changed? And how do we make sure that going into this season, we're in a great spot on that front with a player that we're very invested in?
Yeah, obviously I wasn't around last year to know exactly what was going on, but a lot of it played out in the media and in the public, which is obviously not what you want, especially in that situation where you make a big investment to bring in a Wilson Contreras to replace Yadi. And maybe they had been spoiled by Yadi's presence for all those years and all the stuff that he did above and beyond. And, Wilson's not Yadi. So our job is to give Wilson all of the tools that he needs to be a successful catcher. We need to figure out a way to separate the catching from the hitting because he's a great offensive player. And, he's going to be in the lineup for us, a lot this year. And so it's our job to give Wilson everything he needs to be the best Wilson he can be. And we're going to attack that going forward.
I love that.
So, Daniel, what were you doing last year at this time?
Last year at this time, I was doing nothing. I was getting ready to graduate from UC Davis. And then I worked, and then I ended up.
Is that an online degree?
No, that's an in-person degree. We're a very highly prestigious public university. You should look us up. Yeah, okay. So that's what I was doing. And then
in-person
classes. I'm gonna have to dig deep in the internet.
Daniel, in-person classes. Were you there with like 20-year-olds and they're looking at you like, hey?
Yeah, they were like, hey, are you the TA? Are you auditing this course? I had somebody take a picture of me after my last final, and they were like, oh, what did you study in grad school? I was like, well, no, it wasn't really grad school. I took a hiatus. Now I'm back finishing up undergrad. But just take the picture. Go ahead.
Did MLB pay for that?
No, from the time I got drafted, and it runs out if you spend so many years in the big leagues and stuff. So it just,
that's trash.
Mine went away too. I wasted.
Oh, you barely graduated high school.
Not true. Hey, so how do you go from UC? What's their mascot? UC Davis
or an Aggie? An Aggie.
What's an Aggie?
A mascot's a horse, but an agriculturalist, I guess.
So it's an ag school. Let me guess. You majored in farmers.
He's going to be mowing the yard.
Oh, he's going to be
economics,
on the grounds crew.
Economics, actually. So
he's going to be mowing. He's going to be mowing the infield.
Yeah, you know what? He's the one that sets the Cardinals payroll now because he majored in economics.
Yes.
Okay, so how do you go from sitting in college classroom, right?
Yeah.
To now you're the bench coach for the Cardinals, which is obviously I'm giving you a lot of shit, but obviously you and I love you and you know that. So now you're sitting there as a bench coach, and now you're trying economics, or you're signing free agents. You're signing Sonny Gray. You're signing Lance Lynn. You're signing Kyle Gibson. Were you in on the meetings when they said, hey, we're going to sign Lance, we're going to sign these guys? And do you have any influence on any of the decisions that they're going to make or they have already made?
I knew nothing about any of those decisions. I'm the FNG. I'm the fucking new guy. I don't know. I barely finished. We agreed to my deal, and then the same day the Lance stuff came out. I didn't know about that. Obviously, adding the pitching depth for us is a big deal, considering we didn't have a whole lot of it last year. But yeah, they don't. Mo does not run anything by me, and I doubt or maybe he will in the future. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure what happened was you said, I'm not coming unless you guys get 3 starting pitchers. And then they're like, hey, just wait. You'll see. We're signing Lance, then we're signing. So I know how that worked. I want to go with the other big signing in your division. Craig Counsell, going from the Brewers to the Cubs. Now as you're on the dark side, you're a coach. How do you view that, especially as a new coach and somebody that's, hopefully one day going to be a manager if that's what you're looking to do?
Yeah, I'd be lying if I wasn't surprised how that went down for Rossi over there in Chicago. I mean, they had a tough run at the end there, but I thought they played good baseball for a lot of the year, and all of a sudden, he's out. But good for Craig for resetting the manager salary market. I mean, that's awesome for him. I think a little weird for him to go from Milwaukee down to Chicago, but it'll be interesting to see it play out. I'll get a front row seat at it this year.
Hey, you know how it works. You went from the Cardinals to the Cubs, Mr. Trader guy.
Yep.
So don't
Hey,
be like,
no allegiance. There's no allegiances.
Oh, it's a little weird. Now all of a sudden you're like, oh, well, Craig Counsell went from the Brewers to the Cubs, man. It's got to be. You went from the Cardinals to the Cubs.
AJ wants to play for the Cubs just as much as he wants to be a bench coach. So,
oh man, very high.
AJ wants to be a bench coach because none of the responsibility falls on his shoulders. He can talk as much as he wants, and then the manager makes the decision, and he's like, it's the manager's call, not mine.
Oh, wait, you wanted to bring in that reliever. I did not say that. Do not quote me. I was misquoted. I was misquoted in that meeting.
If AJ was the manager, though, if I was his bench coach, he'd be like, bench coach told me to do it.
That's right.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly right. Well, no, I'm happy for dude. Him and John Jay, who's obviously first. John
awesome.
Interviewed for bench coach. Did you ever think you'd get a bench coach job before John?
No, yes, but once he was back in the game, once he was back at coaching, I thought maybe he had a leg up on me, but obviously he did it.
I love it.
You don't get slapped in the chest by Luis Ariz every single time Luis Ariz gets a hit. That's my John Jay. Like
that's it was not a love tap either. That was an aggressive slap.
And that's like 250 hits a year.
That's a lot of hits.
Yeah, that's a lot of slaps.
He's like Ric Flair chopping.
It is. Wow.
I will say this, and I mean, I know I mentioned it before. The Marlins don't get a ton of resources to work with. I mean, I live down there. It's no secret, right? Like, that is not easy to put together.
No,
they put a playoff team together. I give them a ton of credit. And you look at them, especially at the end of the year, like, they didn't have their top two starters. Damn, they did a job.
Yeah, great deal.
Oh, yeah, to deal with that stuff in New York with the rain and the schedule and possibly having to go back and play games, that was a mess.
By the way, who's going to spend more money on shoes this year, you or John Jay?
I mean, that's not even a question. He spends more money on shoes than everybody. So, I mean, I can't compete. The guy has a storage unit full of shoes.
I mean, he had matching Jordans. They had like 17 different uniforms.
Yeah, they have a ton.
And John Jay had matching Jordans for every color combo possible. Every day I was like, what's John Jay wearing?
He didn't have to go out and buy those. He already had most of those in his collection.
That's fair. And the Cardinals, only go with
red.
red, and they let Marcelo Ozuna wear yellow every once in a while. But other than that,
then he climbed the fence on the ball that landed on the warning track. Like, no more of that.
Appreciate that double.
we are getting a City Connect uniform this year, so
are you?
I don't know. Maybe it'll be something outside of the box. I have no idea. Again, I know nothing. I know nothing.
Dude, the Cardinals never go outside the box.
There's nothing out.
What if the Cardinals have the best City Connect uniform?
It should just be a big bird. Like they should make him wear like a bird head,
a bird hat,
with like wings on the
with
back.
A beak on it?
Just like you have like your helmet is the bird head, and then like you have like wings on the back. Like
minor league teams do stuff like that. Where they
but if you're the Cardinals and you're like traditional, like you just got to go so far outside the box.
I agree.
I'm excited. To see AJ. AJ will wear a Cardinals City Connect, but it has to be free. Somebody has to send it to him.
Okay. All right.
Well,
I'll give him the Descalso one.
Yeah.
I'll wear it proudly.
Hell yeah.
Hey, it might be a little small if it's your size, but I'll wear it proudly.
What are you wearing? 2X? 2X?
Please. Of course, bro. Look at this. Look at this.
All right.
My last one then on the City Connects. Because I would say maybe I like 35% of them.
Yeah.
In that range.
Like, there's a lot that are mid.
So I would say 50%, and then love maybe 1 out of 3 or 4. AJ loves the White Sox one, and they did do a great job. I like that one a lot.
They were also the first one.
Were they the first one?
The White Sox were the first one. In the black South, I mean, it fits the White Sox.
So my question is, Daniel, now that
you're
a Cardinals employee again, you're coaching on the coaching staff. Like, if you don't like it, can you say I don't like it? Like, can you publicly say I don't like it? Because like in our sport, like we got to have our opinions. Like it might be incredible, or you might be like, it was mid.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can say I don't like it. You still got to wear it, but I don't think my opinion matters. I don't think if I say I don't like it, like we're not going to wear it anymore.
No, of course, obviously.
Maybe I won't bash it, but I would say it's not my favorite.
Right. Okay. That's all I want to know. I mean, I'm not asking you to, Chris Sale it or something and cut it up.
It up.
Yeah.
It's already. He just got this job. You can't be asking him. Can you imagine if Daniel Descalso went in there with scissors? The Cardinals. First of all, the media people, the PR people. Oh my gosh, they would go crazy.
What if they win the World Series after that?
I mean, then they'd be okay.
Everyone will do it.
Yeah, but he wouldn't be there.
Yeah, I'd be gone.
You'd be back at UC Davis in the grad program. I bet it's going to be baby blue.
No, they already did though.
I know.
They already wear baby blue.
It's got to be
I
like
know. That's why it's
red.
Yeah, all red.
It's going to be mid. It's going to be mid.
All red.
I don't know. All red. That feel like pajamas to me. I don't know.
Yep. It's going to be baby blue. Baby
like
blue
red
pinstripe.
Yeah. I'm in. All right. Well, Daniel,
we'll see.
Congrats on the job and congrats on making it through 15 minutes of all out ball busting from these guys because you got us all in the same spot right now in Vegas. And I don't even think they've had drinks yet. But congrats, dude. Enjoy the off season and we'll see you in spring training.
All right, guys. Thanks for having me.
Hey, Jupiter. Wait, when do you go to Jupiter?
Early February.
We got to play golf. I'll come down one day.
All right.
Let's play golf.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
You're paying. You're rich. You're a coach now.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll pay.
bench coach.
You're a college grad, so you
dough.
I forgot you're a college grad now.
In economics. That's not a good economic choice.
Time, AJ.
Yeah.
He has no chance.
Thanks, Daniel. Cheers, man.
Thanks, guys.